I don't want it to be about how we look or whether we are cute enough to be looked at while we're working. I want it to be about whether we have the smarts and the drive and the commitment, the endurance to do what that job requires.
This is Full Throttle, the women who drive change. Behind every race, every podium, every pit lane drama, there's an entire community of creatives, engineers, founders and organisers keeping the sport alive. And for women, getting into those roles hasn't always been simple. Access, visibility, opportunity, these barriers are still real. In this documentary, I'll be delving into the real experiences of the women fighting to change the landscape for good. To understand the roles that exist and the work happening behind the scenes, I went straight to the people living it.
Why women in various roles in motorsport often get overlooked is, one, there are not enough of them to always be shown. Two, because media predominantly is still run by men and men will show what men are interested in. From what I've seen is that even when we show women, we are so critical of them, both men and, well, women as well, that it just becomes a huge discussion that goes way beyond actually the skill or the talent of said human. It very much becomes a discussion around what they wore or how they behaved or what their body weight was or whatever else. So it's not actually about the topic at hand. It becomes so much bigger. Do I think it's equal at the moment and that we just get seen for the talent that we have and the work that we do? Absolutely not. I think we get held to higher standards, but at the same time we're also being asked to somehow manage other people's reactions and behaviors to seeing us or to us being in that space.
To go deeper, I spoke to Jenny Fletcher from Motorsports UK FIA Girls on Track, someone working at the forefront of youth outreach. If the future of motorsports is changing, she's one of the people making it happen.
We run events all over the country with girls aged 8 to 14 years, and they are taster days really, so they get to be surrounded by positive female role models that work in the industry and also to have a go, get some practical hands-on activities at what it's like to be a mechanic on a pit stop, what it's like to be an engineer, to have to build and problem solve and create something. So we hope that these young girls will go away feeling inspired and want to learn more and find out more about motorsport.
Girls on Track shows what early support can achieve, but once those first steps are taken, community becomes crucial, and that's where Girls Across the Grid steps in, offering a space for women to belong and stay involved. With now over 20,000 members, Girls Across the Grid has created a community with a goal to unite female motorsport fans across the world.
Based on the 20,000 that we have at the moment, 34% of them are aged between 18 and 35, which is a third of our audience. But we have no upper age limit. I think the oldest person we have is 78. We do have quite a lot of younger girls, but we also have a lot of girls in their 30s who are just looking for people like them in their 30s. It can be hard to meet people, and why not utilise what you enjoy? Yeah, I think it's really varied.
Similar to Girls Across the Grid, Laura Harris founded Be Right Back, a community that facilitates adventures and events to bring women interested by the sport together. She has connected women that work in the automotive industry and those that hope to in the future.
Be Right Back is hopefully a more interesting way for a lot of women in the automotive industry and around it to network. It facilitates adventures, events, and ways for women to come together and experience something together rather than just standing around in a room. I felt like I didn't fit anywhere in the collectives and the groups and the clubs that already existed. I thought that if I didn't feel like I fit, maybe there would be 10 other people that felt like they didn't fit as well. And by creating something that I thought represented the type of person that I am, other people might be drawn to that. It's a really lovely mix of women who not only work within the automotive community but are part of it in lots of different ways, down to people that just love to go driving.
While these communities span every age and stage, the path each person takes into motorsports is shaped by something far more personal: education, opportunity, and the guidance received along the way.
I was always into motorsport growing up. My dad loved it, was always on the TV, but I never considered it as a career until I was pretty much finishing my master's degree, and my thesis supervisor said to me, you need to do your thesis on something that you love. So I kind of meshed social media and my love for motorsport together, and that was when I kind of had the realization that it was something that could be a career. Even though it was always on the TV, I never thought that was something that was possible or could be done as a job. Whenever I work a Girls on Track especially the school events. I always say I wish that I had this when I was in school, because it's just having that awareness of all the different roles and just having the consideration of the different roles that you can do. And it's not just in motorsport, but in general, I feel like when you're in school, you're taught the typical jobs like the teacher, the doctors, and none of those resonated with me. But hopefully programs like this will help girls have the time and space to think about what else is out there.
To understand the progression of representation for women in this male-dominated industry, I turned to the British Women Racing Drivers Club, an organisation that's been championing female racers long before the rest of the industry caught up.
Going back even as few as 10 years ago, there were many less girls, women in motorsport, not particularly welcomed by the men at all. And during the last 10 years, and the last 3 years especially, women have taken a greater position in sport of all kinds. With the W Series that we've had, and now F1 Academy, there are visible women in motorsport for youngsters to say, oh yeah, I'd like to do that. And that's the biggest problem. Where do I start? At the moment, it's an upward trajectory. More women are getting involved in motorsport. More women are doing more in motorsport. We haven't got to the 50-50 basis where half the competitors are women, and that would be the ideal.
I'm a really firm believer that anyone can do what they set out to do if they're really determined. Oftentimes it's not the most talented that get the jobs, it's those that just never give up.
You have to see it to believe that you can be it.
It makes me proud to be in the position helping women and girls into motorsport.
The motorsport landscape needs progress, and it starts with who we put in the spotlight. Women aren't waiting for permission, they're driving change, and the next generation is right behind them.